Hi there, Timothy Linsdale, video producer and a Christian, putting on my politics cap today about California's new Assembly Bill 5 that would redefine workers' rights, at least according to them or according to the newspaper headlines. So there we are, we're talking about California's Assembly Bill 5. Like and comment on my videos, subscribe and support my channel. That'd be terrific. Keep this channel going. So let's see what's going on. They just recently passed this, the lawmakers, and you know we're a one-party state. Where'd you hear about one-party states before during the Cold War? That's kind of where we are. But they wrote the rules of employment across a wide swath of industries on Wednesday's legislation that could grant hundreds of thousands of workers new job benefits and guarantees. Now, of course, that's coming from the politicians, that's going to fix everything. Everybody will be happy. Everything will be covered. There'll be no problems. Nothing will cost us anything. We know where that leads. The measure continues to spread out across the land to see just what exactly is going to happen. This Assembly Bill 5, which curbs businesses' use of independent contractors. In other words, no liberty anymore. You all must be in a union, and you must be a union member. Notice how they use the word workers. Where have you heard that before during the Cold War? That's where we are in California. I had a small video business. I needed contractors because I didn't need regular employees. Who knows where that? Maybe you would be exempt, maybe you wouldn't. The 6,700 word bill, like who's read this? One of the most controversial of the year, really. Do you think a one-party state would do things controversial? Highly probable. The biggest effect, of course, right now is the effect it's having on ride-sharing businesses like Uber and Lyft. But it also involves construction, healthcare, trucking, janitorial service, nail salons, fishing, commercial fishing, newspapers. Now, all these newspapers are more than likely supporting our one-party government. What are they going to do when they can't deliver their newspapers without making their delivery people employees? They're saying they'll go out of business. Well, that's interesting. Okay, Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez authored the legislation, and I have a nice clip for you that lets you know what she thinks, and particularly what she thinks about health care. This will give you an idea into her thinking and many in the legislature and where they're carrying California, which was once the bastion of entrepreneurial business in the world. But that's one of the problems. It's also pushing out conservatives, say they can't stand living here anymore. The problem is the more they leave, the more the left takes over, the worse it gets. They never recognize the fact that it gets worse, because they're always believing that they can do better. They can make it work. We just have, what has it been said before? The reason they continue with losing objectives, losing formulas, is they have enough ego to think it only hasn't worked because they haven't done it. And it goes on for generations. They just keep going and keep going. So Assembly Lorena Gonzalez says, we will not in good conscience allow free riding businesses to continue to pass on their own business costs onto the taxpayer. Oh yeah, and every move she makes doesn't affect the taxpayer? Oh boy. It's our job to look out. It's our job to look out for working men and women, not Wall Street and their get-rich IPOs, which he probably has a ton of money invested in, making her rich as a two-bit politician. Oh, did I say that? Contractors, including many multi-billion-dollar technology companies, are not covered by laws guaranteeing minimum wage and all kinds of other noise. Because that's what the contractors wanted, was freedom to do what they wanted to do when they wanted to do it. I've spoken to many Lyft and Uber drivers who said that's the great part about it. I set my own hours, times I want to work. The whole deal is up to me. Because if I get classified as a worker, then I have to be at certain times, certain schedules. Everything becomes fixed. You have no freedom anymore. no freedom. Of course, I can understand the thinking. People buying this going to think we're going to get all the benefits. You wait. You get all the medical benefits, and sure, you might get primary care. That would be convenient, but forget everything else happening right away. Oh boy, here we go. After months of lobbying, though, the California Chamber of Commerce, a score of trade associations, AB exempted a host of occupations. That was probably some way to placate, and it'd probably be narrow, but I don't know. But Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Postmates, and other mounted a powerful push to avoid reclassifying their workers as employees. That was what they were looking for, what those drivers were looking for. But then some of them started to protest for one thing or another, and now they're getting their just desserts by having their liberty taken away. These things, everything has a price. You know, none of this stuff is free, even though the politicians are trying to tell you it is free, you deserve it, it's a right, you should have it, no matter what. And then they say, well, we'll have the billionaires and all of them take care of it for you. No way. It's coming down on you. In California, it used to be an entrepreneurial spirit was nurtured, said Republican Assembly Jay Obernolte of Big Bear Lake, who voted against the bill. If this is thinking in legislature and this is the thinking of our governor, I really fear for the future of California. And that's why we've been steadily going, trundling our way along towards central control. Such as Lorena Gonzalez, you know, she has that whole thing of the benevolent benefactor syndrome. Now that I'm up the top, I can take care of all of you. Now you listen to that clip I'm going to put on here, that you can hear that whole mantra. She's going to fix it all. And there you are. Be happy. Enjoy. Other states have adopted rules to extend benefits such as unemployment insurance and workers' compensation to independent contractors. California is arguably the strongest. California's like to set a precedent for other states that also don't want to have anything to do with liberty. However, enforcing laws against multi-billion-dollar app companies with a California workforce estimated at 400,000 of part-timers will involve protracted battles. It's probably the left fighting the left. Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash funneled $90 million into a committee initiative, ballot initiative, that would create a separate category. So we try one thing or another. Our proposition system creates more mess than ever. That is what's known as direct democracy or mob rule. That's what happens when you have these kind of systems. Last year, there was a move to recall vehicle tax bill that had been foisted upon us. We pay the most gas taxes around. It was to stop that. So the legislature takes and rewrites the bill so it doesn't sound the same, and we end up voting against ourselves. Just gives you an idea of the things that go on here in California. Also, Gonzalez Point, she has no desire, she has no understanding or support for you as an American citizen. It means nothing. To her, everybody is a citizen here, no matter how they get here, no matter how illegal they are. Spoken to customs agents that have told me that. Talk to people coming across the border, don't even realize they're coming into a different country. They think it's all the same. It's weird. But there we go.
Healthy. But at the state level, we're working hard because we believe strongly in healthcare for all. And that means that we believe that healthcare should be accessible, affordable, and quality for every single Californian, regardless of citizenship status, regardless of documentation status, and regardless of ability to pay. We think that healthcare is a human right. But until we make some changes, kind of in the county and the city and nationally, we're going to continue to chip away at those barriers.
This is all their great dream. Thousands of Uber and Lyft and DoorDash workers had filed misclassifications, protests over their wages. So now they're getting their just desserts. So on we go. State officials estimate California loses some $7 billion in payroll taxes because of misclassification of workers. It's just rhetoric for more tax money for them. California's News Publishing Association ran full-page ads asserting that AB 5 would put many newspapers out of business. I like that anyway. Most newspapers seem to run left, and here they're not joining in with a state legislature that's left. The court decision that led AB 5 involved a package delivery business, Dynamex Operations West. The company reclassified its employees as independent contractors, slashing benefits, forcing them in their own vehicles. That's what the paper reports. Who knows what it was? How do we know that weren't people happy that they had the liberty to do as they pleased in their work schedules? You don't know. But here we go. Legislature solving all of our problems. We're going to be fat and happy. Everything will be perfect. Like all the homeless on our streets, diseases that are starting to show up in homeless camps that were eliminated decades ago, such as the plague. That's just one of our problems here in California. Oh boy, we enjoy the sunshine though. Well, here I am, a couple miles from the border with Mexico. Who knows what's next? Wow. Well, tell you what, like and comment on my video, subscribe to support my channel, and find out what it's all about and get out there and try to make it a great day.